Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss the histology of eyelid. Eyelid is a thin fold of skin that protects the eyeball. It consists of basically the 5 layers. The outermost is the thin skin, which is nothing but a stratified, squamous, keratinized epithelium. Over the eyeball, we have a very thin hairs. So first I'm making an outline of the basement, make an outline of the eyelid, then the little deeper to that, the basement membrane. What I'm doing is the eyelashes, the deeper dark hairs we'll see in the border of the eye. So the thin skin, which consists of stratified, squamous, keratinized epithelium. So we'll draw the basal columnar. Don't draw two big cells. We'll proportionately the basic columnar cells, then one or two polygonal layers, and the superficial flattened epithelium we'll draw. So first you make an outline with a light colored pencil. Then once the outline is done, then you can do with a dark. You can darken the lines. So the basic columnar epithelium. After basal columnar, we have polygonal cells. We'll draw one or two layers of polygonal cells. Don't draw too big epithelium. Should be proportionate. The thin skin in the eyelid will be rich in some elastic fibers also. The lamina propria underneath will be rich in some elastic fibers. So the way our eyelids will be little elastic in nature. Now the topmost layer will be squamous. So I'm drawing the flattened cells. So all the layers should be there. The basal columnar, middle 2 to 3 layers of polygonal cells, and superficial flattened squamous epithelium. And nuclei also. The topmost layer need not keep the nuclei because keratin, very thin keratin will be present. So don't keep the nuclei for the topmost layer, which represent the keratinized epithelium. The columnar has a vertically oval nucleus, polygonal with a round nucleus, and the little topper has a little flatter nucleus, horizontally flat nucleus, the top cells. The topmost cells you should not keep nuclei, that should represent the keratin. So the one thin skin means hair is there, means accessory part also you have to write. Arachnoid, sebaceous glands. And underlining lamina propria. So the second layer is underlying lamina propria or the connective tissue, which is very loose, which binds the skin to the underlying muscle. We are completing the epithelium here, so that till the eyelashes is over. Inner lining is different. So the outer lining and underlining till the eyelashes, the epithelium is stratified, squamous, keratinized. So we'll complete that epithelium. If you can sharpen your pencil, then the epithelium, the boundary will become easier to draw. The eyelashes will be one or two layers, rows of one or two layers. That's a keratin. The second layer, the subcutaneous connective tissue, is devoid of fat. So we'll give some nuclei which represent the nuclei of the fibroblast and some blood vessels in it. That's a hair follicle cut section. And because eyelash is there, we have a sebaceous gland and arrector pili muscle for that. The sebaceous glands of the eyelashes are called the glands of Zeiss. They secrete an oily secretion, and any blockage in these glands are called stye, S-T-Y-E, stye. There are some modified sweat glands are also present near the free edges of the eyelid. These are called the glands of Moll. These are the apocrine glands of the eyelashes. So sebaceous glands, they are holocrine in nature, holocrine secretion, so keep the centrally placed nuclei. Whereas the glands of Moll, like similar to the serous glands, you have to write. They're all apocrine secretion. Now the third layer is a layer of Orbicularis oculi muscle. They'll be surrounding the eyelid and helpful in closure of the eyelid. So if we have drawn the section, vertical section. So I'm drawing the section, the transverse section of the muscle. As the Orbicularis oculi is a skeletal muscle, voluntary in nature, we are going to draw the section, transverse section of the skeletal muscle. The bundles of muscles covered by perimysium and individual myofibrils covered by endomysium, and they're polygonal in nature and filled with the myofibrils. And because there's a skeletal muscles, we have to keep multiple nuclei. That's famous flattened nuclei present in the periphery of the muscle. You can see this flat nuclei. Sharpen your pencil, easy to keep. Flat nuclei present in the periphery of the myofibril. That's the third layer, Orbicularis oculi muscle. Remember the glands of Zeiss and glands of Moll. The glands in the eyelids are important because the stye which happens due to blockade in the sebaceous gland, it will be very painful. That is called hordeolum internum. Later we are going to study that. So now the fourth layer is the dense connective tissue which give the bulk to the eyelid, that give the main strength for the eyelid. That is a tarsal plate, which is nothing but a dense connective tissue. Within the tarsal plate, we have a glands, the sebaceous gland. These are also the modified sebaceous glands because they won't secrete there. They secrete through a duct which open into the inner side of the eyelashes. They'll produce a yellow streak of secretions we can see once we lift the eyelid. These are all the sebaceous glands, so holocrine cells. So draw in a similar way the round cells with the centrally placed nuclei, hollow cells. Blockade in the ducts of these glands will lead to chalazion, which is painless. Sometimes a small pea-like thing within the eyelid. Sometimes it disappears normally after a few days. So that's a meibomian glands or the tarsal glands. Above the meibomian or the tarsal glands, we have some serous cells, serous glands. They are the accessory lacrimal glands. They are called glands of Wolfringe and glands of Cross. They help in the tear secretion when lacrimal gland is removed. Now, the innermost layer is the palpebral conjunctiva. Some book says it is a stratified squamous epithelium, but the majority of the book says it's a stratified columnar epithelium, but both they'll have a lot of goblet cells. So make sure you write the goblet cells. Then stratified columnar, usually 2-cell layer thick in the palpebral conjunctiva. When it becomes the bulbar conjunctiva, they'll be 3 layers thick. So innermost epithelium is stratified columnar epithelium with plenty of goblet cells. So these are the 5 layers. First one is just thin skin, the stratified squamous keratinized epithelium. Second layer is a loose connective tissue. Then the layer of muscle layer. Then we have a tarsal plate with the tarsal glands. And innermost is the conjunctiva layer, the palpebral conjunctiva layer. So this is the histology of the eyelid. I hope you understood the histology. So don't forget to like the video, share with your friends. The last I've attached a slide which shows the labeling in the eyelid histology. Thank you for watching.